You see that hind? We're gonna take it.
We have James Burns here from BlackOps. James is Frank Woods in BlackOps.
Welcome back. It's time to announce the character of the year. Yeah. All right, and the winner is Sergeant Woods, Call of Duty Black Ops.
Like some count for shit in the jungle. It's nah, baby.
It's you! Yes! Yes! Frank Woods! Yeah! Call of Duty Black Ops!
I'm here with Dave Anthony, director of BlackOps, and we are here at House of Moves because we are going into the mocap room to do something a little special with Frank Woods. Can you tell me how he was able to steal the spotlight and the VGA nomination when he's not even a playable character?
The actor James Burns, if you knew this guy and if you meet him, you will instantly know the answer to this. James is such a charismatic guy, and he just is this character.
So you are Sergeant Frank Woods in Call of Duty Black Ops.
Man. You think I'm fucking nuts? This guy. You think I'm fucking nuts? This guy. What's up, gang? Yeah. So yeah, let's see. Got a lot of folks here coming up. Good Saturday morning to you all. Frostburn, Kai, Mas that goat. How you doing? Yeah. What do you like that? You like the white hair? We're doing a job, and they want it white and kind of crazy. Yeah, more of the. So you saw the job I was doing with the sort of wizard kind of thing. Yeah. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? Let's see. Checking it. 9/126 onion. Not an onion, man. Yeah. Hey, Toby. Thanks, man. Appreciate the hammer shit. Mink car vinyl. Have you noticed? I've noticed this, like on Instagram, that we're running out of simple names for handles for tags and stuff. So now they have these elaborate names. Because I think we're probably, millions and billions of channel names into it, right? So basically, I can extend it. Like you can't find James Burns anywhere. I mean, it's James Burns 1937 or something now. You guys notice that? Anyways, thanks, Kai. Let's go. Yeah, well, it's an honor to be part of people's lives, man. Like that, to be part of your memories. It's an honor to be part of your history. It really is. It's a big deal to me, and I appreciate you saying that, Kai. Captain Britain, how you doing? Oh, Meowster. The Meowster is here. We've never seen Meowster. Let's see. Hey, David. David Mason will be here on the 25th. He and I are doing the signing. Go over to Streamerly or go to Sarge's Corner, get something. Funko Pops. I'm going to be doing some Funko Pop promos this week. Hi, IQ Chicken. Yeah. We'll find out. We're waiting to hear. My Celeb Works is trying to get me involved. Let's see what happens, Elihan. It's going great. Actually, it's been a great summer. Been doing a lot of work. Got a new book I'm reading. This is my new book. It's called The Collection by Florence Scovel Shin. It's old. Goes back to the Ouspensky stuff I was reading years ago. Anyways, loving it. Doing some good work. Doing a lot of getting cleaning house, basically getting things organized. Because look around your office or your room. If it's a mess, it means your thinking's a mess. So clean up your environment will always match your level of thinking. Is it organized? Your environment. It's just the thing. So if you keep your environment organized, chances are your brain will get more organized. It reflects back what's going on inside my head. Man. Oh man, come on. Thanks, Tornado. You're the best. Appreciate that. Actually, I went out and got a coffee on you, so thank you very much for that. You're my buddy. We will talk about Canada in a minute. It seems to be disturbing things that Trudeau just now passed a thing where the Canadian military are now authorized to use force against Canadian citizens. Is that true? Is that what I saw that? I read that they have the ability to. They have clearance to assist civil authority, whatever that means. It's not specified. Anyways, it's terrifying. Who's the guy I'm based on? It's based on me mostly. The research I did was John J. Plaster was one of the guys I researched. He wrote a book called Secret Commandos of the SOG, and I actually read that a couple of years before the Call of Duty stuff happened. So I've been working this character a long time before. I think Call of Duty. I think I got the job because I'd done all this work up front. Because I was always fascinated by Vietnam for a bunch of reasons, and so I had been in. Carlos Hathcock was a very famous sniper, and I read a few books on of how Kennedy created the special forces. He saw it coming where we would need a different type of asymmetrical force. And then I did some research on a place called School of the Americas, which is where people were sent to learn the jungle combat. Yeah, so again, a lot of research went in way before I even knew about Call of Duty. Years before Call of Duty, I had been kind of researching this guy without knowing it. So that's kind of a following your instincts kind of thing, you know? It's funny, when you do the work up front and then the opportunity appears, it becomes seamless. It's like you're not reaching for it, it's just there for you. But you got to do the work up front, right? Great question, by the way. And yeah, by the way, yeah, I'm fucking nuts. You think I'm nuts? Ooh, this guy. Not at all. I mean, I would do a different character. I could do, I'm not just, I would do some other character if it's offered to me. Hey, Thaz. Well, I think it's documented down below. There's a whole playlist called How I Became Woods. And when I auditioned in 2009, it was September 2009, it was the role on the dialogue sheet was Sergeant Frank Barnes, Barnes. Yeah, Barnes. Interesting, right? Barnes. And then they changed it to Woods. I never found out why they changed it to Woods. It might have had something to do that it was too close to the character in MASH. That might have been it. Hey, Lightning Bolt, how you doing? My week's great, man. It's great. Been cleaning up a lot of thoughts, a lot of thinking. Sometimes I take time in the summer to organize. It's my halfway point. So I sit down. What have I done? Oh gosh, there's been some good work. Things are flowing nicely. I booked another job for next week. Hence the hair. Little weird stripes in it. Yeah, and so it's been good. Now it's just time to collect my thoughts and figure out what I want the next 6 months to look like. It's that, and because I'm reading this book here. Okay, actually, I rearranged the entire library, but yeah, I'm reading this book now. Brilliant book. Old, it's like from the 1920s, but it's just it's like a S. It's funny, that book and As a Man Thinketh really work together. And then I have this thing by Ouspensky, which is a Russian Well, he's just a philosopher, Russian philosopher. And Pietrovich Ouspensky, him and Gurdjieff. Well, again, contact them. Tell them you want to see me. That would help. Hey, 2K1, how you doing? Yeah, brother, get rid of stuff. Chicken, get rid of stuff, man. If you haven't worn some clothes in 2 years, get rid. I had stuff in my refrigerator, in my closet that I haven't worn in literally a decade. And yeah, man, get rid of it all. Dump it all. I've gone through all these old, like, especially now. Back in the day, you had to keep your pay stubs, your pay records, right? Now it's all digitized because I rarely get a check in the mail. But I had these stacks of checks, of check stubs and pay. So you get paid as an actor, you get this little card that says what you're getting paid for. They break it down, and then you have your agency have their thing. So I have all this piles of paper with, since I have to go and shred it off. I've been doing that. I've been cleaning the house, man. Good time of year to do it. Meowster, I am great. How are you? You gonna reveal yourself today? You gonna show us who you are? Come on. Well, this is my point. All right, the men I know who are military, who are people who are high functioning, every one of them makes their bed. Every one of them knows how to cook. They know how to take care of themselves. They know how to wash their own clothes. They know how to clean their room. That's what a man is. A man is competent in all aspects of his life. This shit, like, I'm sure if you're wealthy, you can hire someone to do that, and that's great. But as long as you are able to keep your competency high. But until that point, as a young man, you should be making your own bed. Your room should be clean and squared away every morning. Because once you have that done, it gets your brain clear. You keep throwing shit in the corner, you got to look for a shoe or find a shirt that's clean. It kills time. It's what's the one thing we don't get more of? We can make more money. We can make more friends. What can't we make more of? Time. So don't waste it. Yeah. Well, I only call that here. And that's appropriate because you guys are here because I play this character. So that's totally appropriate, Cap, that you call me Woods. I mean, I have like Dave Anthony, who was the director of Call of Duty. He's called me Sarge. Call me, hey, Sarge. And I had sometimes, hey, listen, man, we gotta drift off of that. I gotta stop calling me Sarge. Instead, call me Woods. I have friends who call me Woods. For a joke. But anyways, yeah, it's fine. You know what? I own so much of that in terms of I take ownership of that character. I did a lot of work. I was allowed to really build something special. Obviously, because it's still going 15 years later. So obviously we did a good job on it. So good that they decided to have somebody imitate me. But so I'm proud of that. So no, it doesn't bother me at all. Well, no, okay, then you misunderstand what SOG was, Studies and Operations Group. So what that is, that was a group that they organized to be like the first clandestine multi-department unit. Guys came in, SEAL team guys. SEAL team guys were all Navy or Marines, right? SOG, Studies and Operations Group, was a different thing. They did a lot more than SEALs. They did different things than the SEALs at the time. So Studies and Operations Group did a lot more hyper clandestine things and a lot more cutting edge, DARPA and the CIA. So guys who were in SOG were from the Air Force or from the Army or from the Marines or the Navies or some of the Navy SEALs. It was more like Delta Forces now, where it collects people from all departments, all different factions of the military. So that's interesting. Yeah, the book is great. It's called Secret Commandos of the SOG by John J. Plaster. It's a great book. If you love this kind of stuff, it's the best book out there. Yeah, I mean, it's what's happening is we have to get really you got to start reading everything. You got to read far left, far right, everybody in between, and then you arrive at what your point of view is. I've done this, and I'm really, this is why I'm so I've done my homework. I've read everything. I listened to everything, and I try to see it as yes. I try everything I read. Okay, let's assume that everybody's functioning from they want to do the highest good. They believe in what they're doing is good. So let's start. There's no evil. There's no evil masters. Nobody. Like what's this called? Yeah, it's just everyone believes they're doing good. They believe they're gonna feel better when they're done, or they think that their way is the best way, right? And that's how you can justify killing 50 million people. How Stalin justified killing 50 million people, because he felt, well, if you're in the way of communism, if you're in the way of liberalism, then you should die, because this is the only way for things to get better. Same thing with Mao. They justify, and of course, our fate. I hate talking about Hitler because he gets thrown around in a way that's so inaccurate. But the same thing, you justify these horrible, horrible deeds out of the idea of somehow you're doing benefit for your country, your people, your religion, your race, whatever the fuck it is you're up to, Anyways, Ukraine, man. Read more about Putin. Try to get an interpretation that's not controlled by CNN or MSNBC or Fox News or somebody, and see what he's saying. He's saying some very interesting things, and I'm not a fan of him with his aggression, but he's saying things that, all right, that matches up over here, that matches up over there. Got to do our work, All right, diatribe over. Soviets, but I did not meet Ice Cube or Sam. They came on afterwards. The two guys who acted with me were 80% of the time Andrew Hawks, he's a utility guy, great actor, and then Jeremy Dunn, who was a legend in the mocap world. He's been in everything. Jeremy Dunn, and they would put an earpiece in, and then they would use the lines. They'd be fed the lines, and I mean they were great. I could not do what they do. I could not do it. All right. Zach Gaming, how you doing, man? All right. My favorite thing about playing Woods is this. I get to talk to you guys. I get to have this conversation every Saturday morning with a bunch of great people, and I love this community. Love it. Yeah. I had a guy. One of the guys was a former Spetsnaz, and we literally went through it phonetically. I mean, I don't know how good the Russian is, but I had a guy on set, and I would basically just phonetically, I had acted out like I knew what I was talking about, but I would phonetically say the lines. I couldn't remember. Anyway, yeah. Mackenzie's going great, man. Hey, Pietro, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. That's a big deal to me. Pietro Smusi, are you Polish? I don't know. Johnny, how you doing? And the grapefruit is back. I know. Good to see you too. Did Alex Mason die? Did he really? What is my shoe size? Are you sending me shoes? I'm a size 11. I just bought new leather sandals. 11. Well, I know, yeah, there's my point. Like, Mac v. Sog was sort of the precursor to Delta, but Mac v. Sog was the first time they talked. They took, because you had Marine Recon, you had Army Rangers. They all had their, Navy got the SEALs. And this is the first time they took people from those disciplines, from this parts, and they kind of brought them together under Mac v. Sog. Yeah. There's a lot of great information when you study the background of this. It's like there's a lot of things that go beyond goes back into World War II with MI6 and the SAS, and so a lot of crossovers. And we start wondering, people talk about deep state. I don't know. There's evidence that sometimes these the military has other people in charge of it. Sometimes. Well, that's the thing, Ellie. I'm trying to do the same thing, but I have to be aware, because it's once it starts, once things get crazy, it's hard to stop it. But finding you're gonna have to choose a side. It's awful. Like I most of my friends who are leaning to the left, they really have they get insane when they talk about this Trump stuff. They get insane. Like it is as if you're raping children in front of them. It's like I just disagree with what's happening, and what's happening with these actors. What are you guys doing? Did you not see that? Did you not? I had I buried several elderly people in my family. I know degenerative diseases and dementia. When I see it, there's just all the behaviors, the rigid. Anyways, don't get me started. I'm trying to have a good day. Drinking my coffee. Anyways. It depends on the day, brother. It depends on the day. Some days I'm a blues guy. I've been checking out Stevie Ray Vaughan recently. Wow. If you guys don't know who Stevie Ray Vaughan is, just check him out. He's this guy from Texas blues, just magnificent guitar player. What an artist! What a loss! He never really got to be all he could have been. Plus, he wasn't trying to be the next Prince or the next Michael Jackson. He just had his thing. He was built in these deep Texas blues, and his stuff is just powerful, powerful stuff. So I'm checking him out, and actually I've been listening to some stuff from Runner, my band from the 80s, and I may start releasing stuff. I got to set up a whole new studio here for this. I pull up my old magnetic tape, multi-track recorder. I hope the tapes still work. Those tapes are probably, some of those tapes may be 45 years old. I hope they, and I didn't store them properly, so we'll see. It used to be, it used to be about 45 minutes of getting the gear on, the clothes on, because they had to put all these balls on it, all these little dots. And then it gets on the face for about an hour, and they put a grid in your face and put all these little white dots. Again, there's a video down below. So it took about an hour and a half to set up. And if you have, like, a lot of these things had 7-8 people in it, wow, that took a long time. 2 hours before you got ready. So you had a lot of prep time. It was good because when we got there, we never got the script until that morning or the night before. And sometimes you have like a dozen pages to go through, like, Jesus. So having the downtime was actually, it worked. But it's easier now. They just paint a grid out with a marker, and it has a camera right here and a microphone here. So you see that it's a lot. They have a camera now that tracks you, which is weird for the first minute because it's a little off balance. And then I can always tell when somebody's using the facial mount because you look to the right and you have a lot of obstruction. So people just watch next time you see something that has the high sort of like CGI, special effects. And when people look you can tell one side or the other because there's going to be, you have this bar that comes around here and it puts the camera right in front of you. And so you have this blind spot. So you'll see a lot of people looking around the bar. It's very subtle. You can tell it's very, very subtle. Hey, Feedwater. Yeah, every Saturday morning, 9 o'clock. We've been pretty steady here. Yeah. You're a 16 and a half? Are you kidding me? It's not a foot. That's a canoe, man. Pete, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Pete. Oh, well, Burns is a Stone fan, so yeah, Woods is a Stone fan. In fact, I put together a soundtrack, like 50 songs I put on. Stones are all over it, man. Because they were the quintessential. I mean, there's two songs that I think defined the Vietnam War. Watchtower by Jimi Hendrix. Jing, 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 jing. And then Give Me Shelter by the Stones. Yeah. War children, and to find a way. They did not kill a horse. No, they had a horse riding there, and then the studio itself is huge. I mean, the studio has an area that's probably a good 50 yards long, so the horse can get a gallop going. And then they just had the horse lay down. It's just the horse trainer took it, just had the horse lay down, and yeah. I speak a little Polish. Dupa, pierogi, kapusta, gołąbki. But dupa, I've been called a dupa a lot. Ask your Polish friends what that means. Dupa. Yeah. See, I'd be careful about generalizing all that stuff. You gotta be careful. Make sure you get your information that what's actually happening. You know, those protests are less about Israel, more about disrupting the American elections. You gotta look at you get multi-layered chess here. Yes, the anti-Semitism is there, but it's used as a wedge divider. There's many more things involved. And why are these people allowed to camp out in colleges? Why are people allowed to stop traffic? We have the right in this country to protest, but not if you disrupt find a spot, you get a permit, we're going to protest here, find it. You stay there, protest. But the minute you start shutting down roads, that's something else. That has very little to do with anti-Semitism. That's more about disrupting and creating havoc, and it's also very much in line with destroying our faith in police, and destroying our faith in authority, and destroying our faith in our institutions. Because Harvard, look what happened to Harvard. I mean, Harvard's a joke now. People think what happened to Harvard because of what they did with all this stuff. They just managed to destroy, but it did it to itself too. In my opinion, Harvard did it to itself. But be very careful when you watch the news, and don't get sucked in to what they're telling you, because it's all manufactured. It's all I'm in the business. I know people who write for the news. He's a news writer, and they're told how to angle it, how to position it, and they're told this is what we're doing. I mean, you can't turn on CNN or MSNBC and just have them just either positioning an opinion about what just happened with Joe Biden, saying, well, it's like you can cherry pick information, and like any good lawyer or good comedian, which is more dangerous, you create a context and then you provide your point of view inside the context. And that's how our law gets so corrupt. It's not about truth. It's like who can create who can create a context, this universe, and then see this happened here. This is what the truth is. We all know that. You can see lies. You can feel them if you want to. So be very careful. Let's see. Letter topic. We know that Woods raised David Mason. Woods was a great dad, because Woods wasn't a dad. Woods was an uncle, which means that as I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and some of are organic, some are just, you know, they have friends who've become Uncle Bernsey, Uncle Woods now. It gives you a distance so you can ask more of a kid, because it's not, you don't have that manipulation between father and son. There's enough separation where, you know, I'm a volunteer here, so you want to keep my attention, you better fall in line. And that gives you, that's like being a good hockey coach, like being a good coach. You're given more authority, more ability to influence the outcome, because there's more at stake for the. So Woods probably was Dave Mason probably grew up. He knew hand-to-hand combat by the time he was 5. You know, he probably read all of Tolstoy and The Art of War, but he did that before he was in junior high school. So he was trained. Now he probably was an emotional wreck, but no. Woods raised a solid kid, you know. Woods, 67. I'm good, Frank. How you doing? Well, yeah, you're a very astute guy. We've talked enough. I know who you are, and you know, I'm glad there's people like you out there. Taking my vitamins. But we gotta start talking. We gotta start talking from the middle of the road, and we can't be afraid to. I had this conversation yesterday, and someone said, "Well, I don't want to talk politics around my friend because I don't want to lose a friend over politics." I go, "Wait a minute," but you're willing to have them lose you over their politics, and that's what you got to look at. So you're a good enough friend where you wouldn't want to disrupt the friendship over this, but yet. You're giving this to a person who would gladly jettison you if you didn't agree with their point of view. Is that really a friend? You know? And that's what we got to start doing. We got to find our way to the middle more often, right? I know. I grew up around it. I grew up around my grandmother and her 7 sisters, and it was great. And the whole community I grew up in was actually Polish. We had a small Italian side, but I grew up in a Polish community. My cousin Joe and I were, he's like my brother. You know, my grandmother Polish, and my grandfather's Italian. And then, but basically, you know, it's all matriarch. In European cultures, it's the matriarch. The women run it. So, you know, we drifted. My mom, I went to my mom's people. They were Polish. And they treated us great. It was great. We had a lot of successful kids come out of this clan. I'm proud to say. Oh God, any number. I don't know, man. Probably. I don't know. I would love to be in a franchise film. You know. Yeah. Well, there's Polish is it's a saturation. You got to learn how to. You got to think differently when you speak Polish. I understand. Hey, Jonathan. Yeah, it's funny. I usually keep these. This is just water in glass bottles. I have probably 5 of these in my refrigerator, and I have a water purifier. I'll go through the heat right now. I'll go through at least 4 of these a day, and I did it yesterday, and I don't feel good today. I'll get it back. Yeah. Great question. Sometimes, because if the line did not make any sense, it was for me to remember lines. I have to understand what I'm saying. Mean what I say what I mean. I got to understand why I'm saying it on several levels. I got to understand how am I serving. I'm telling a story here. What's the story I'm telling? What information do I have to get across to the other character within the story? What information do I have to give to the audience to allow them to follow? Something that's called exposition. And that's the hardest stuff to do is the exposition. How do you make that sound conversational? And then I have my own personal agenda. Like, what do I want from the line? So when those 3 things line up, the words just kind of come to you. You're alive in the moment. It depends on the actor you're with, too. But you always trying to focus everything on the other actor, but you got to keep these things alive inside of you as well. And the only time I had a hard time with lines is when I didn't understand what I was saying. I was just kind of just saying lines to say lines. I was try to sound a certain way. Just trying to, this is tough, Rana. You know, you just it's false. So once you find what that line means and what the point of it is, in those three spheres, it just lands. Yeah. That's true. There's a couple of songs that hadn't come out yet because this was K-Sound was 68. When did I think it might have just come out? I'm not sure, but yeah, there's a lot of weapons that didn't exist that are in Black Ops 1 that didn't exist during the Vietnam War. So. Oh, why? Why would he? He's not. He's in no fighting war. Hendrix is out there playing music, and Peter Cushing. Wow, that's a name. Would you dig that? Peter Cushing is a great actor. Yeah, big star from the '60s, '70s. No idea. No idea at all. No idea. No idea. Wait a minute, was that a demo for Give Me Something by Woods? I do have a version of that. It's called Weaver. Oh, Weaver, they took your eye away. Yeah. So it has some. It is the parody song, but I don't know what that. Yeah, Dupa. Yeah, my grandma was swat you on the Dupa. Yeah. Meow. Just say hi. Say meow. Yeah. A lot. I did a lot in the midst, between 2012 and 2016. I used to do a lot. Maybe one every 8 weeks, one every 6 weeks. I got sick a lot. I quit doing it because I got sick. It was just the travel and this. I wasn't, anyways. Yeah. All right, David, get out of here. Yeah. I do. In my mind, I have an idea what happened. Yes, I have a whole narrative. I built a whole narrative in my head. So in my mind, I know exactly what's going on. And I got to use some of that when I wrote. I helped do some writing on Black Ops 4. I did a lot of writing for Black Ops 2 as well. So I had built in some narrative points. That I wanted to follow through on. So yeah, I do. At least in my mind. Yeah, Dupa. It's okay, Meowster. You are loved and embraced. Tornado. It's only good advice if you take it, right? If you use it. I can't talk about. I am not talking about Black Ops 6. Well done. Well done. You picked that up. Well done. Yeah, he's coming on. He'll be on here. We've been talking a lot. We're doing some things together. David, Rich McDonald, just amazing. What a great act. What a great guy. One of the best gifts I got from being in Black Ops was meeting Rich McDonald. The other one was meeting Carlos De La Reyes. Camar De La Reyes. Yeah, R.I.P. But Rich McDonald, is like, what a blessing that was to be friends with him. He's a great guy. I don't understand your question. Between Sarge and Woods, aren't they the same guy? You know, yeah, I know you're referring to that, and that's the thing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. That not everybody's saying that. That's just a select few. You got to look like almost like it's detaching from what they're trying to get a stir. They're trying to get you to get emotional. And once you get emotional, then you don't think rationally. You think emotionally. You know, like people who believe words are weapons. They're wounded. There are people who are really in trouble because they believe this, and then they're very vulnerable. And when they keep telling these people in colleges that words are weapons, and oh my God, he said this word. They're using a word, and most words we do not have a common definition of. Most of our words do not mean exactly the same thing. And so even now we're trying to make it worse. Like now we're trying to say, well, men are not men. They're men are this. Men are not female. Men. Wait. You're disrupting, hundreds of years of cohesive communication. This is this. So now by changing this whole dialect, you're restructuring understandings with confusion. And what do we know about confusion? Nothing gets accomplished. Destroys everything because you can't. There's no way to communicate and work together because you're always in. I've seen this on many projects. Somebody says that's green. No, it's not green. It's lime green. But it's green. No, it's lime green. And they'll fight over the word lime green. It's like it's green. Let's pick a green. Well, no, you got to call it this. And I saw this even in hockey years ago. Guys are trying to name because hockey was evolving very fast. And people trying to coin ownership of certain things. Well, that's a left wing lap. No, it's not. It's this. Like, just all right. So having a consensus on what words mean are important because you're going to lose progress. You can't. How do you get something done if you can't agree on what you're talking about? Yeah. So that's really more. Yeah. Again, it's a bigger point than I'm making here entirely, but you got to look at it all as okay. What are they really trying to do? Why would somebody create that mythology? What are they trying to? Why are they trying to destabilize something? What do they want to replace it with? And and remember, it's all about power. The communists that took over and wiped out everybody became the powers. They replaced the old authority figures. Again, I mean, if you guys had the opportunity in high school and college, you probably don't allow it anymore, but you got to read your Orwell. You got to read Animal Farm. You got to read 1984, yeah, because it's so happening right now. You got to read your Kurt Vonnegut. Read what was that? Yeah, just read your classics from that time. It's really read Dr. Zhivago, and this whole idea of the immigrant crisis in America, where to put people. It won't be long before they'll start housing these people in your private residence because they don't have it. So it's going to happen. It's coming. It's already happening in Massachusetts. They're saying, well, if you don't mind. And so just watch these tendencies, watch these proclivities, but start reading. Let's see. Frostburn. There's a lot of talk about your role as Frank Woods, but I'm curious, what was your take for movies cartoon as heroes? My heroes. James Bond. I think James Bond was a hero. Yeah, I think the Bond characters were always, I think, yeah, just James Bond. I never functioned. I always been the guy that I wanted to be doing it instead of watching it. Like I used to never want to go see bands play because I wanted to be playing. Yeah, I used to not want to go to watch hockey games. I want to be the guy playing. Unless I had friends out there or I had a vested interest somehow. I'm injured, my team's playing. But if I wasn't vested, I did not want to be out there watching other people doing things. I'd rather be on my bike. I'd rather be out fishing. I'd rather be out in the woods. I'd rather be building something, working on my bike, working on my car. watching other people do things was never satisfying. So watching movies, it was strictly about passing the time, and I never. I'd rather do it than watch it. Hey, Josh Shark, how you doing? Great question, though. Well, that's the thing, but be careful meeting your heroes, because sometimes what you fantasize about your hero, it's all manufactured. It's not real. It's like, oh, that guy is not. He really isn't that. That's all manufactured. That guy's a drug addict. I mean, I've you got to be careful when you start putting somebody on a pedestal. There's nobody greater than you. They may be more accomplished, but you got to find your own greatness. And submitting yourself, taking the knee before another person because you think they're greater than you. Okay, you can pay homage, you can pay respect, but what is and we only see it in somebody else if we know it to be true in ourselves. So understand, every time you see somebody, oh my God, he's so great at that. And they're like, well, that's because there's something great in you that you haven't cultivated yet. And what you're actually celebrating is the fact that they cultivated this talent or this insight. So when you see that, when you see somebody who you think's a hero, remember that is a mirror. They're reflecting back to you where you should be and what you want for yourself. That's the inspiration I take from this stuff. Or like, I haven't talked to Treyarch in a long, we haven't talked in a long time. So. I love you guys. I love this community. I mean, I'll do this as long as I can. How did I get into voice acting? Call of Duty was it. I was an actor. I was, quite in all honesty, I was a hockey player, hockey coach for many years before. I dabbled in acting, but I never really took it seriously enough to commit to it, because you got to commit to it. I lived in New York. I ran a hockey program. I was partners in a restaurant. So I coached hockey for many years. So it kind of evolved. It's something I had a couple mistaken opinions about it, but yeah. So it happened, and the voiceover stuff happened because I was just trying to build an acting career, and this job came along. And sometimes saying yes is the answer to everything. So yeah, say yes. There's an opportunity. Yes. Did I like it? Yeah, it's great. It's good day on set, Oh, good. The dark one is a Martin, and the light colored one is an actual. That's a good guitar. That's a Gibson Hummingbird. It's nice, sweet. I mean, they sound so different. The Martin's a little more mid-tone, little kind of sharper, right? And the Hummingbird is just full and big, like for big chords. I needed that. I love it. I love them both. I have another one over there too. It's a Yamaha. Inexpensive, it's like $500 yen, but it's beautiful sound for the higher ends. I mean, I get guitars for like the range that come in, and the Yamaha. The more expensive ones are good. But this one has, maybe it's just, sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you get a Wednesday guitar. What that means is, guys go to work on Monday, they're tired and not doing great work. Tuesday, they're kind of waking up. And Wednesday, they're really on it. Thursday, they're like, I'm kind of slowing down a little bit. And Friday, you're thinking about getting drunk and stuff. So the Wednesday version of anything is usually better. That's kind of no joke about cars. You want to get a Wednesday car. Dude, I'm not talking about Black Ops 6. Thanks, Toby. Yeah. Well, I've got a video coming out showing a lot of the parallels with. I really believe they're repurposing old assets. There's some of this I go in because I was watching Black Ops 2. Actually, I was playing Black Ops 2, and I was doing a promo for my thing with Rich. One where he gets into the FA-38s, whatever that. And it's just like being in the cockpit of the Hind. Yeah, it's just like that. So I think they repurpose a lot of stuff, But why not? It's just those maps just change it, modify it a little bit, so save some money. I think. I don't know for sure. Stony Bologna, how you doing, buddy? No, Nick, close. I had a Taylor, not anymore. But no, that's a Martin. The Hummingbird and a Martin. Yeah. Emma Fitzgerald, look at you. All right, I used to be a T-bone steak. Now I'm a tomahawk. I'm a tomahawk steak. Oh my God, tomahawk steaks. Well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, we're shorty today. We'll probably do like an hour 15. Just want to say hi to everybody today. Yeah, glad you're here. Well, hey, not as much as I appreciate you, because remember, without you guys, without you, I don't exist. Without you paying attention, Black Ops does not exist. If you guys didn't buy the game or pay attention to Woods, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here right now. So you are the power here. You are the driving force in all this. Never forget that. Your attention is the most important thing you have to offer the world. What you put your attention on becomes reality. So people want to capture your attention and use it for their own purposes. And sometimes that's good. Sometimes that's a good thing. But remember, your attention, what you focus on, becomes reality and becomes enhanced. So be careful. Pay attention to your attention. And thank you for giving me some of it. Oh, kind of like football for me. I don't have a team. I like players. I do like Edmonton. I really want, but I want Connor McDavid to get a cup. I mean, that guy, he's something else, man. And he needs a cup. I mean, he needs a cup, or else he's not going to get that place in history. He's great. He's just one of the best that ever lived. He's in the top 4. I mean, he's amazing. All right, meow. Well, remember, when you make a game, I don't know how this is. They build. It's done in layers, So they build these structures inside it, and it's like these little. You see the grid lines, right? Then they start filling the grid lines in, and they make as time goes on, and you have more computing power. Those grid lines become tighter and tighter. So you can do more things. You can create more realistic looking pictures. But I think the actual design of a lot of the gameplay, because it's so vast, and the computer. I mean, I just that's what I understand. I could be totally fucking wrong. So I understand this. A lot of the assets are just it's like infrastructure. It's like you having a template for something, and you just lay it out, and then you can modify the template because they do move, and they just paint it in with new things. Because I remember I was playing on I can't remember which level it was, an outbreak where you're in the desert, the oil refinery. And man, that looks so much like the desert in Black Ops 2. There's so many things. Like, this is just like that. This moment's just like that. So that's all I'm saying. I'd be surprised if it would just make sense to the infrastructure. It's like if you have, a carpenter does not buy a new hammer for every job he goes on, right? He doesn't, he keeps a set of tools. That's what this is, I think. Well, grapefruit, you kind of are, Easy Ace, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, I love the Red Wings. And now, again, I'm a big Patrick Kane fan. I think I love him as a hockey player. Big Red Wings fan for all those years. Chicago, big fan of them. I'm not a hardcore anybody kind of fan. I just like players, and like I said, McDavid. He's such a breath of fresh air. He's so simple, so simplified. Yeah, that sounds right. I mean, you can only get, there's certain limitations, and you do not have to reinvent the wheel. I mean, if you have these assets in place and they're pliable, you're crazy not to use them, And it costs a lot of money to make a video game. It's millions, hundreds of millions of dollars to make a video game. So they need to have success built in, and saving that kind of money. That work. That's a lot of work in that. True. Well, really, I mean, what else are you going to do? I mean, there's like music. I mean, there's only 12 notes, man. There's only so many octaves we can hear. There's only so many chords. And at some point, you're going to hear the thing over and over again. You're going to repeat things. They may be slightly different, but it's a limitation. There's only so many things you can do. I am on a PS. Huh. Let me think about that. I gotta be careful how I talk about certain things. So let me think about that. I can't answer that just yet. They're having a great weekend, man. I'm talking to you guys. I playing hockey today. Yep, it's skating again. Feel good. And I got to skate at 3:45 today. Then I've got to do some prep work. I start a job, an acting job pretty soon. So I got to do some prep work on that, and I'm busy. I wake up at 80 miles an hour, and I crash land before I go to bed. So I wouldn't have it any other way. I wish I'd spent it better. I wish I'd spent more time. I did good. I did well. I started this channel, but I wish I'd spent more time learning technology. I wish I spent more time learning programs and doing more lonely work. I didn't do enough of it. I should have adapted to what was in front of me. I did a pretty good job. I just could have done a better job at adapting to the opportunity. Wow, I could really, It's like going back to college. I could have read more. I could have studied more. I could have taken online classes more than I did. I really could have settled in, but I was doing something else. So right now I have Black Ops 4 and Cold War, and I have Yakuza, like the dragon, because I'm in it. So. Nurse Baxter, where are my tomahawk steaks? No. He'd be more like a Joe Sakic or a Nathan McKinnon kind of guy. fight when you have to, but it's more about scoring goals, setting people up. Yeah, less that. He's more he's more like a wolf than he is a lion. He's more Woods. He's a little more stealth than that, less bombastic. I have not heard that. No, I have not. Although, thank you for the compliment. I play center. That's what I play now. I was a defenseman. I play center now, forward, whatever. Because in places I play now, your position is really just a starting point. You just end up because nobody wants to stop, right? Because it's so you don't have the conditioning to go like you used to go, so you just keep drifting. And hopefully with other guys, so if I drift one way, they'll drift into my area. But the days of stop and go hockey are long gone. Now it's like, oh, go up, take a nice turn, come back. So yeah. You kind of have delineate forwards and defense, and you try to keep those rules intact. Well, this question. How do you assess someone meeting, watching someone the first time as, and what things you look for at first to judge them? First of all, that's the thing. Keep your mind clear. Avoid walking in with any preconceptions. Like it's called having a uncarved block in front of you. So look through your eyes, not with your eyes. Look at what's there. What are they telling you? What are they saying to you? And if you clean up your mess, like, get your mess cleaned up, if you clean up my mess here, I'll intuitively feel what's happening. Like, we know. The great book by James Altucher called, it's called In the Blink of an Eye. Anyways, it's like, we know what we need to know in the first couple of seconds when we meet somebody. We just have to be clear enough so we can receive it and understand it. And most of the time, it is somebody struggling to be seen. So really try to walk into a situation being clear and neutral and let them present themselves to you, and understand, and pay attention to what am I doing? Pay attention to yourself, right? And then as you do that, they will appear. And it's going to be hard because we're trained to walk into circumstances getting what we want, right? But to walk in and be clear and let somebody else present themselves to you, a lot of times they just want to be acknowledged. Most people, 85% of people you meet just want to be validated. They just want to be told that they're okay. They're more afraid of you than, like dogs, they're more afraid of you than you are of them. That's how. And I have a book I wrote called What My Dog Knows. And there's a great line there that I use all the time. It says, everybody has something good in their pocket. You just have to ask. And when a dog always comes up, sniffs you looking for treats, right? So they're always happy to see you. Oh, does he have a treat? And I said, well, isn't that great if you walk up to people in your life and seeing what treat they had? Oh, you got a treat. And the treat is a piece of information, a smile. That's if you walk up with somebody and have a positive expectation, most of the time you'll be met with a positive outcome. So, come back full circle. You walk out with what you walk in with. What you enter a situation with is what you will leave a situation with. Okay? We create our own reality, kind of thing. Let's see. Hey, Ghost Rider. You know what? Thank you for having me. Like I said before, without you folks, we don't exist. So you are the driving force here. Believe it or not, you're it. If you don't put the attention to it, it doesn't survive. Intimidator, I get it. I figured it out though, because it's crazy here, right? At night it drops into the 60s, and it'd be 105 here by 1 o'clock. So what I do is I keep the house open and cool. It's like 11. Then I close the doors, put the fan on. That keeps the cool air moving. And then when it gets to be, you can feel the heat coming through the wall, I put the air conditioning on. And then I go skate in the afternoon. So yeah, it is. And drink tons of ice water, man. I go through a gallon and a half a day of ice water and iced tea. Yeah. I think Sam and I got up to, oh my God, I think level 6 once. With Narcs, I think Narcs is helping out. On my own, playing by myself or with Sam at the time, I think we got to 4, which is really impressive because I just love killing the Orda. I figured out how to kill the Orda, and that was just, once I figured out how to acquire the weapons and tactics that worked and sequences of how to, like, okay, what do I get? Oh, get that box first so you get the free upgrade. Don't waste your money on that, and then double. So learning that, I could take out, there's certain things you could do to better your chances once I learned that. But I think I was with Narcs and another guy, and we got up to 6 or 7. And it was early on. I was just running, trying to just stay alive most of the time. But yeah, I'm gonna start playing again. I just have to find the time. Not at all, man. Not at all. It's a wheelchair. It's easy. Hey, Salt, how you doing? I do both, man. Depends on what I'm playing. I finger pick, and I strum and I play. I do it. I practice all of that. I get out of Joe Shock, get out of baby. Masterford. Yeah, you can't kill me. Oh, hey, I had him on the show. He's amazing. He's a brilliant dude. He lives in France. He's amazing. I love what he does. You got a grapefruit. I have to. I killed my account because this wasn't playing at all. So I need to get that. And I'm trying to get my account reinstated, but it's not letting me because my credit card changed and I don't know how to change it. It's like, it's just, you know how it is. You guys all been through this. No, my favorite perk. What was my favorite perk? Juggernaut was good. I would always. I can't remember what my best combination was. I think it was Deadeye. I think I found when if I had Deadeye, I did well. I think. Meow never left. Meow never left. What time is it? Oh my God, it's 1 o'clock. All right. Cat food, well. Cat food's good for you. Tuna. Yes, it was Deadshot, yeah. So I'd get Deadshot first, because then I could, because for me I was so slow gathering information when I played. Remember, when you start, I have never played before, right? So just moving forward and running and forward and shooting, all that took a long time to understand. So I never knew how to take information off of my HUD. And I find, oh, wait a minute, it's there. Oh, that's what that is. So it just took me months. And once I figured that out, then I could figure out how to use, and I still don't know how to use, I still don't know how to, like, all the little bombs and things. I still got to figure out how to use those effectively. But yeah, I got better. Of course you can. That doesn't mean I'm going to play him. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Gaming Center Kid. Appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, it's not my call, man. And I can't talk about the future, so I'm not going to. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not talking about the future. That's what I got to say. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good men out there who are kind of trying to show the way that you got to figure out what the fuck are they doing, Hamas? Like, are they seriously? What? And this conversation, that's a really, I don't understand. I don't see how many of these things happen. And when people pick sides, that's a problem. It's like, okay, no one has told Hamas to stop. It's just telling Israel to stop. No one has said, hey, stop doing this. We're not going to give you more money. And when I hear that, just like the whole thing with, police brutality, yeah, police need to be retrained, but so does society. Stop resisting arrest. Yes, maybe not shoot them in a fucking leg. I go to a range. I know what it is like. When people train to shoot center mass, that's what you do. I don't know. I go to a range a lot. And probably as good as, probably not as good as most cops, but I can pretty much hit lower waistline a lot. That incapacitates people. But when you train, like, I see guys in there training with headshots. Like, man, that's not what I want a gun for. I want to incapacitate the guy. I don't want to. But I catch shit for that too, from people like, whatever. I get it. I just think that we have a lot to talk about, and it can't be. We got to stop picking a side. We got to stop that. You got to pick the side of the middle. Okay. What do you need? How do we solve this? And the problem is that if it truly is, they want to destroy Israel, and then that's okay. That becomes a thing, isn't it? If I could write an ending to the Wood story, what would it be? Have you ever watched Dr. Strangelove? The movie there. It's where the captain of the airplane gets on a nuclear bomb and rides it. He would do something like that. He'd go out and bang. He'd go out on a mission. Woods was only hanging out at the vault because he had something to offer. And the minute he's got nothing to offer, or somebody would approach him and say, "Look, we can reconstitute you into a." If he had a mission, if he had to save somebody, if he had somebody he cared about, if he had to rescue like David from something, and look, we can put you into a mechanized unit. Can we use you? It's kind of like what happened to RoboCop. I can see him going that direction. Get out of here, Allie. Great to talk to you. I'm leaving in a couple minutes anyway, so good to see you. Thank you again. Appreciate you always contributing to the show. You drunk as a skunk? Well, that's the thing, dude. What does that mean, drunk? I think because you smell like booze. Is that why you're drunk as a skunk? I never understood that. Drunk as a skunk. I probably smell like skunks smell pretty bad, so drunk as a skunk. And anyways, good for you, man. Happy birthday, Liam. Did I do a cameo for you? Yeah. Australia. Oh my God, I'm so far behind on feet. Yeah. Burns, Ginger. 18. What a great age, man. Make it count. You do not get to be 18 ever again. Oh, yes, I do. The ray gun. Yeah, the ray gun. Glad you're back. Yeah, but you're more likely to miss. I mean, I don't care. You're more likely to. You shoot center mass, they're going out. They're dead. They're gone. Right? Center mass. And an artery in the leg is much easier to fix than a shot into the abdomen. That's the science. I mean, maybe my information is wrong. Maybe my science is wrong here. But yeah, you have the femoral artery, but you shoot somebody in the thigh, they're stopped, done. So anyway, that's what my conversations with law enforcement, my conversations with guys who actually do this stuff. They said, yeah, if you can, especially for somebody who is doing a home invasion prevention, shoot low. Just shoot low. Because there's two things. It shows that you're not intending to kill someone. You're just trying self-defense. You shoot for the head and chest, that's a kill shot. So legally, and I went through this class. This is what they told me in this class. So I could be wrong. I'm repeating what I know. I could be full of shit. But I'm repeating what the lawyer in the class said. Look at, if you shoot low, that means you're trying to, you don't want to murder somebody. You're just trying to defend yourself. And that's appropriate action, okay? Somebody's shooting at you, then you have, but if you decide that guy's coming through your house and he's carrying a weapon, shooting low indicates you weren't trying to kill them, you're trying to defend yourself. And that plays a lot better for your defense attorney. And if you go to the range and you keep your targets and date them, and then if you show you're not shooting at the head, or you're shooting in this specific area, then that can actually go in your favor. I practice non-lethal attempts with a lethal weapon. So again, this guy could have been full of shit. It sounded reasonable. That's what I'm commenting on. So, but I'm glad you said it, Grapefruit. I mean, again, everything's open for conversation here. There's no room for not being able to adapt and learn something new. So I'm glad you guys reach out and say things. It challenges me. It's good. Alhan, it's always Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Nah, wasn't it anybody? I do. I don't watch it regularly, but I do. I like the original Doctor Who. I love the Daleks. Yeah. Oh yeah, that I got the ray gun a few times. It was. It's funny how the ray gun used to pop up, like 3 or 4 times. I mean, in a row. I'd play a game and then another game, and the ray gun keep popping up, and like all of a sudden I wouldn't see it again. Did it happen to you guys too? See, a lot of these I haven't really spent time with, so I don't know. Well, I didn't see it for the first time. I was kind of part of the writing team on that. I actually wrote some of those endings with BlackOps 2, so I knew what was coming, and I did it. We acted it out, so a lot of the emotion was already there. So that's the thing. I was really happy that the game came out. It was so well done. But in all honesty, when the game came out, I was so busy working and other things. I think I was shooting. I was still working on Coldwater, I think, at the time, and then I had done I went to Hawaii and I went to Japan for several months. So I really didn't get a chance to really see BlackOps 2 until almost a year later. After it really came out, because I was really busy. I had a lot going on, commercials and TV shows and things. So yeah, is that true? This was just I'm commenting on advice from I did a class and the lawyer said, shoot, get your practice going low. And then everybody's, just shoot them in the chest and let them sort it out. Yeah, but California, man. He says, yeah, California. They want to protect the criminals because they feel the criminals have had a harder life, and obviously they have no other options except robbing you at gunpoint. So that's the mentality here. Yeah, I can't remember what gun I used. Oh God, yeah, yes. No, please don't let me die. I got the ray gun. I got all these points. I know that place. Oh my God. All right, Toby, get out of here. I'm gonna check out a couple minutes, anyways. It's great day, talk. Wow, these days go by fast. Do you have a good show today? I mean, I feel like I just talk to you folks, and we just sit here and this is what we do. Yeah. Woods reminds you. Yeah, there's a lot of similarities. Yeah. A lot of similarities. So if Woods would get a t-shirt and pump iron before each scene. I love Rocky. Stallone's fucking great. Yeah, incendiaries. Yep. True. All right. Let's see. Yeah, Ghost. Not talking about Black Ops 6. Yeah. All right, good. So it's a good day. Thank you, everybody, for spending your time. Thanks for your time and attention. Plutonia. My last Comic-Con. It's a while ago. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe. Been a while. Yeah, been a while. I'm hoping we get it going this summer, but I haven't heard yet. But tomorrow's a different day. Grapefruit, again, one of my favorites. I'm glad you're here. Sorry, Meow, I actually got a life to go. It's almost 10:20. I got a 10:30 thing I got to take care of, so I need to get out of here. I'm working on it, man. I'm working on it. I'll let him know. I'll let the agent know. All right, Coach, get out of here. All right, I'm taking care. I'm getting out of here, everybody. Thanks for coming by. As always, it's my pleasure to be here. And I see you. I'll be back here next Saturday. And remember, we have big signing. Oh, before you go, like and subscribe. Go over to Instagram at jamesc.burns. Join me on Instagram, okay? There's a lot of stuff that comes off Instagram that doesn't happen here. So get over there. Instagram, jamesc.burns, Instagram. And like and subscribe here. Go over there and follow me there. And Twitter, it's James C. Burns Twitter. And or Sergeant Frank Woods Twitter. And please, I'll see you next Saturday. And then I'll see you on Thursday, 11 a.m. With Rich McDonald, the one, the only, David freaking Mason, Section Commander Mason. All right, I'm out of here. Woods out.